Before we start the peanut butter buttercream, in my microwave safe bowl, I have around 3/4 cup of chocolate chips. You can use your favorite dark chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever. These are dark chocolates. So I'm going to put these in the microwave, 30 seconds at first, stir it real good, and then 15-second intervals after that, stirring real good. Alright, our chocolate's nicely melted. So just give it a good stir for the little chips that need to get mixed in. And we're just going to set this aside. Alright, in my stand-up mixer that I'm going to use the paddle attachment. And if you don't have a stand-up mixer, you can do this by hand. I have a 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of butter that I let set out on the counter and get to room temperature. So it's very soft. You don't really want to melt this in the microwave. This needs to stay just whole. It don't need to be melted. And then we're going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. I'm using creamy peanut butter. This is 8 ounces. Ain't that little jar cute? Now I'm making a lot. If you want to cut back on this recipe, you can use 1/4 cup of butter, which is 1/2 of a stick, and a 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And then just cut back on the sugar and the cream. Now we're going to cream this together real good, and I will scrape down the bowl a couple of times and scrape the beater blade, and then I'll be back. Okay, that's real good and mixed, and I did scrape down the bowl a couple of times. I'm going to start by adding 1 cup of powdered sugar, or you might know it as confectioner sugar or icing sugar. And as you can see, I'm not too precise on that. Now we want to mix this in real good. So start it on low, or it's going to go everywhere. Then you can turn your speed up a notch or two, and then just let this blend for about a minute or two. You really want to make sure that each addition of sugar is whipped in there real good. And here's my 2nd cup. And then after this, we'll start adding a little heavy cream. And y'all, yes, I know my mixer just sounds funny, but it still works. Now as you can see, everything's just kind of clumped up. Now we're going to add some heavy cream. If you don't have heavy cream, you can add some milk. You're going to add a couple of tablespoons. You might have to add some more. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of more tablespoons. Let me scrape down my bowl, because we need to add at least 1 more cup of sugar. So really, you just got to work with it. Or this is how I make mine. So I'm going to go ahead real quick and add 1 more tablespoon. Here's my 3rd cup of sugar. It's a little heaping, but that's alright. And we're just going to work with it. We may have to add just a little bit more sugar, just a little bit more cream, but till we get it to the right consistency. And it's like in the mid-90s here today where I live. So it's very hot in the house, and it's what, like September, what's today's date? The 13th. So it really depends too on your weather, because mine's hot, so I'm needing to hurry up. It's hot in here. And let me scrape everything down. See how it's still kind of just falling off the beater? Give it a taste. Peanut butter icing's hard to work with. That's really good, but I do need about a 1/2 cup more sugar. I can tell by the taste. I'll go ahead and just add another cup. More teaspoon of cream. Alright, this looks good to me. Let me try it again. Different hand. Alright, so what I'm going to do, and if you wanted to smooth it out just a little bit more, you could keep adding just a little bit of cream. At this point, I wouldn't add a whole tablespoon, but I might add just a half of a tablespoon. It's just, you just got to work with it. Alright, that looks good. I like this consistency. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip this like on a medium-high for a few minutes to let everything get real good and incorporated and light and fluffy. And then I'll bring you back. If it gets too much light and fluffy and I need to add a touch more sugar, then I can. This is how I make all of my buttercreams when I finish it out, because the more you whip it and let some air get in it, the more light and fluffy it's going to become. Alright, I'm ready. So I'm going to fill my piping bag, and I'm using the 1M tip. But if you don't have a piping bag and you don't even want to use a tip, you don't have to. You can just take your zip top bag, put it in that, close that bag up, and cut out a section, the corner of it, and just pipe it that way, or you can just spread it on. Alright, now to me, sometimes my peanut butter frosting, it can look a little greasy. Like, let me show you. I don't know if you can tell, but it still tastes good. My piping skills sometimes ain't all that great. Let me get the rest of these, and then I'll bring you back when we put the chocolate on. Alright, I have this much that's left in the piping bag and this much left in the bowl. So really just enough to frost with a little bit left over. If you have some left over, just put it in an airtight container in your refrigerator. It should last for a few days, and you can make some brownies or something like that. That would be good with it. Now, I'm going to take another piping bag that I have, just the little plain circle small tip on there. Again, you can just use a zip top bag, or you can just spoon your chocolate over the top. That's the reason why after we melted it, we just put it back, so it wouldn't just be hot being drizzled over our frosting. It's cool to room temperature. Now I have wax paper underneath my rack right here, so I don't make a complete and total mess. Now we're just going to drizzle over the top. Now if you have extra chocolate, you can go back over and add some more. You can go this way with it. Make all kind of cool patterns. Alright, there you have it. And I'm sorry if I was real confusing with doing the frosting. Y'all please excuse how I look. I'm cooking today, so hair's all pulled back always, and wanted again to show you my beautiful apron that my friend Alan got me. I'll link his channel, but I love it. I wear it all the time, except when making candles, because I don't want to ruin it with wax or anything. Alright, so let's try one. And I'm not gonna just put the whole thing up in my mouth. I'm gonna cut it open. This is so good. It just seems to go so well together. One more bite. And it's rich too. You won't be able to eat a lot. And I want to thank everyone for subscribing. And I want to thank all of my subscribers and all of my new subscribers. You're all wonderful. Sorry I'm covering my mouth in case I got food all over it. But please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. I love hearing from you. And thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.